Hey, it's Candice Quinn with Contract Hack. Let me tell you about one of the worst times of my life. It was a Friday afternoon at the end of the month, and I'm sitting at my desk looking at my timesheet, and I'd billed 28 hours for the whole month. To meet my billable hour requirement, I would have needed 150 hours. I felt sick. Every time my boss walked by, I was sure I was about to get fired. I was checking my email obsessively, waiting for that calendar invite that basically told me I was gonna get it. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't focus. All of that, of course, made billing even harder if there had actually been work to do. That's why I wasn't billing. It wasn't because of me. It was because there was no work. I bet some of you are in this position right now, and you're trying to figure out what you should do. What should your next step be? This video is for you because I'm going to give you 5 actual steps that you can take today to protect your career. You might not be able to turn this around, but you can at least get in control. Look, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's a really tough spot, and it's likely that it's not going to end up well for you at this firm, but that doesn't mean it's not going to end up well overall. Tip number 1, document everything. Start documenting everything you're actually doing. Even if it's not billable, be writing it down. Open a Google Doc, open the Notes app on your phone, whatever you want to use. Spiral notebook is perfectly fine. Track everything you're going to do, everything that you do for the entire week, whether it is billable or not. So if you spend 15 minutes figuring out how to add paper to the copier, write that down. If you're reviewing emails, write that down. You know what you might discover? You might find that you're actually working 40 to 45 hours a week, but just not a lot of it's billable. And that's a very different problem than I have no work to do. If you're spending 15 hours a week on non-billable work, you need to know that, because then you get to have a conversation with the partner saying, I can't hit my hours because, and you can explain the tasks that you're doing that aren't billable. So if you're covering for someone else or doing a lot of administrative tasks, let the partners know that. Then you can ask them, how can I meet my billable hour expectations when I'm doing all of this non-billable work, even if it is useful, helpful, non-billable work. So track everything for 1 week, because if you don't see it, you can't fix it. But go even further. Keep tracking those activities, all of the things you're doing, all of the tasks you're doing, even after that first week. But the first week is the one that you're going to look at and analyze the most. Tip number 2, have the conversation first. And I know this is a really hard one, because who wants to walk into the partner's office and say, hey, I'm really below on billable hours? But trust me, they already know it. They're already talking about it, just not to you yet. And so if you bring that up to them, they will see that you're taking initiative, that you care, that you notice, and that you want to fix the problem. But don't go in there with excuses. Go in there with solution-oriented mindset. So come up with some solutions that you could see, like maybe I could work with a different partner, or I see that this area is really busy. Do they have overflow work I could take on? Go in with some solutions in mind. Don't be a complainer. Don't say no one's giving me work or I can't find any work. Go in with a positive mindset, even if it's not true. You're trying to buy yourself goodwill and time while you solve the problem. When you show self-awareness, accountability, and initiative, that goes a long way with most people. And sometimes having this conversation, while it feels hard, might actually solve the problem completely. Your supervisor might not even be paying attention and may not realize you needed more work. They may have thought you were at capacity. And worst case, they'll say, yeah, we're concerned too, but at least you know where you stand, and now you're facing the problem head on instead of hiding from it. Number 3, make yourself visible. If you're not there, if they can't see you in a Zoom chat or a Teams call, you might be less likely to get work. And I know that we work remote and that is awesome, but maybe if you have the ability to go into an office, go in if someone in your group is in there, and then see if you can help them with something. Just having that visibility may be a good first step in getting more work. Even if there's a holiday party or something else where they can see your face, a CLE, some type of presentation, anything where you can get noticed. Another good way is to send a weekly bandwidth email. So at the end of every Friday, you can summarize what you did that week, and you can say what you have upcoming for next week and whether or not you have bandwidth to take new matters. This will help partners perhaps get ahead of the game and give you some work before other associates come forward looking for something. And the other option is to say yes to the work no one else wants to do, or even offer to do it. So doc review, sure, I'll do it. Binders, yes, definitely. Anything that you can do to get yourself some hours or to look like a team player is going to be really valuable right now. Tip number 4, audit your time entry. I guarantee you that you are missing hours. So go through your hours when you bill. Bill them right away, not after the fact. Bill them right as you do the work, and then go through and audit them and really look and say, did I really just spend 0.6 on this email, or did I maybe spend 10 minutes and it should be a 0.2? You really need to look at it with a fine-tooth comb because you don't want to be throwing hours away. And it's very common that new associates or younger associates or ones that have a hard time billing aren't necessarily accounting for all of their time in their time entries. And it's because we're trying to be ethical, or we don't feel like we should have taken as much time on something, so we cut it down. But don't do that. Add your actual time. Be as honest as you can. Let the partners cut down what they bill rather than you cut down what you add to your time. And tip number 5, create your exit plan, because this firm is probably not going to be the one that you stay at long term. Even if you resolve this situation, you're probably still going to move on at some point. So creating your exit strategy now is just smart. It's just a smart strategic thing to do. And I don't mean just quit tomorrow. I don't mean give up. Create options for yourself while you're working to fix this. Perhaps you can start talking about a lateral move to another firm, one that might have more work to do or one that you might be a better fit at. You can't perform well if you're paralyzed by fear. So trying to work in this environment where you're afraid you're going to be fired any given day is not going to lead to your best effort. That will lead to your hours becoming even worse. It's just a circular pattern that is not going to end. So start by updating your resume and updating your LinkedIn. Like, do it right now, do it today, do it this weekend, but get it done because it's really important to keep those updated at all times. You can also start networking informally. Text that law school classmate and see what's going on at their firm, how their life is. Go ahead and maybe go to a couple CLEs or presentations and just chat with the people sitting around you. Nothing intense, but just enough to start getting your name out there, start getting some recognition. And you're not being disloyal by doing this. There's something going on. If they're not giving you enough work, there's something going on. Whether it's their performance is slipping, they aren't getting as much clients coming in, or they just don't like you and they're not going to change that viewpoint. But it's always better if you leave on your terms rather than leave on their terms. So if you start the exit strategy plan now, hopefully you can get ahead and leave on your own terms if that becomes necessary. And once you realize that you do have options, you get some callbacks on interviews and you get some interest, you will start feeling less desperate and less down about yourself. And you might actually start performing a lot better once you have that more positive feeling. I've seen it before. The associate that's drowning, that just seems like they are not going to be able to pull this back together. Once they get a little bit of interest from another employer, they're suddenly performing really well because they got their mojo back. I also recommend that you double down on this tip. Like, if you can't do all 5 tips, then you definitely need to do number 5. Like, creating your exit strategy and controlling the narrative of your career is really important, and this is the one that will take you the furthest and the most. When I was in a firm and I wasn't getting enough hours to bill, the way I started the story, I was interviewing at lots of different opportunities, but I was also simultaneously planning starting my own firm if I didn't find another opportunity. My own firm was something I dreamed of. I didn't think I was really ready to go into that yet, but I knew that I needed some type of backup. And so I was building a website and I was building my marketing materials and I was doing those things while I was also interviewing at other positions. And when I actually left that firm, I did start my own firm. That is how I got out. Look, I've been where you are, that sick feeling in your stomach every Sunday night, afraid that this week is the week that can you. You're checking your email constantly to see if there's work that you can grab before someone else grabs it, or show that you can get it done and be proactive. You're sitting at your desk into the evening hours, even though there's no work coming in and you're not doing anything. It's terrible, and I'm really sorry if you're going through it. It's horrible. You might not be able to control how much work comes in, but you can control what you do about this situation. And if you take those 5 steps that I just set forth, you are going to feel much better about yourself. You're going to have more confidence. You are going to know that you are on your way to improving your situation. So start today. Pick one of the 5 tips and do it.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
That's right. Let's go.
do something about it. Then tomorrow, pick another one and keep doing that and just keep going forward. Just keep putting a foot forward every day. If you do have another opportunity that you're currently evaluating, go ahead and download my lateral move decision matrix. You can follow the QR code or the link is in the pinned comment and description below. And if you think you're ready for personalized one-on-one coaching, I would love to chat with you. Schedule a free call with me. You can follow the QR code or the link is in the pinned comment and description below. I would love to chat through your priorities and see if we are a good fit to work together. Bye for now, hackers.